To the chosen one, lately something within you has begun to stir, something you can't quite name but deeply feel. It's not just emotion, it's not just intuition, it's a sacred awakening. You've noticed it in the silence that suddenly feels heavy in dreams that linger longer than they should in the repeating numbers. 1, 11, 3, 30, 3, 4, 44 that follow you like whispers from a realm beyond time. You've felt it in the chills that arrive without a breeze, in the sense that you're being watched not by man but by something divine. This is not your imagination. This is not coincidence. This is a summons, an ancient and holy calling that has been echoing through eternity, and now it has reached you. This message is not for everyone. Not all will hear it, and most will scroll past it without understanding. But you are not like the others. You did not find this message by chance. It was sent to you. It bypassed the logic of the mind and went straight to your soul. This calling was written into your story long before your first breath sealed into heaven's timeline. And now that moment has come. On the 6th of June, a spiritual portal will open, unseen by the world but unmistakable to those whose spirits are awake. It will not be visible to the eyes, but the soul will know. The atmosphere will shift. The air will feel different. And in that moment, something eternal will press through the veil, calling out only to those who have been marked, tested, and chosen. This portal is not for everyone. It does not respond to noise, pride, or performance. It responds to vibration, suffering, surrender, and sacred alignment. Only those who have walked through pain in silence, who have endured when no one noticed, who have loved when it cost everything, only they will feel the pull. And if you feel your heart racing now, if something inside you is rising even as you read these words, then you already know you have been chosen. And when the chosen one hears the voice of God, there is no turning back. There is no returning to the old life, the old patterns, the old illusions. There is only one path forward into purpose, into fire, into the fullness of your divine identity. Now is not the time to question. Now is the time to prepare. The sacred gate is approaching. The light is moving swiftly, and it will not wait. There are days that pass like any other, and then there are days sealed by divine design, moments encoded in heaven's calendar, untouched by human hands, yet destined to shake the unseen realms. The 6th of June is not merely a date. It is one of those moments. On this day, a spiritual portal will open, not a myth, not fantasy, but a real and sacred intersection where the boundaries between heaven and earth grow thin, where the spiritual and the physical meet in holy alignment. The world may continue in its usual noise, unaware, distracted, asleep. But for the chosen one, this moment will be unmistakable. Your soul will feel the shift before your mind can name it. Your body will respond before your thoughts can explain it. This portal is invisible to the eye but undeniable to the spirit. It is not something you can plan for in the way the world plans. It is not something you can earn, manipulate, or manufacture. It is a holy invitation sent only to those who have been prepared in silence. On the 6th of June, the atmosphere around you will feel charged, as if the very air is humming with divine frequency. Time may feel like it slows for a breath, and in that stillness you will sense it. Heaven is drawing near. A spiritual portal is not science fiction. It is a divine intersection ordained by the Creator, where energies shift, destinies accelerate, and veils lift. It is not opened by effort, but by alignment. And not everyone will enter, not because they are unworthy, but because they are unaware. The portal will pass silently by most people, those too busy, too numbed, too afraid to feel the invisible. But the chosen one, the one whose soul has been trained through suffering, will feel it like a pull in the chest, a whisper in the marrow, a surge of recognition that bypasses logic and goes straight to truth. This portal does not come often. It was placed with precision, timed with celestial rhythms woven into the movement of stars and planets, all orchestrated by divine hands. The alignment is not accidental. The timing is not random. Everything is moving as commanded. And when this portal opens, it will not open for curiosity. It will open for commitment. It will open for the one who is ready, not just to receive, but to transform. C.S. Lewis in Mere Christianity captures the weight of such divine moments. There are no ordinary people. You have never talked to a mere mortal. Chosen one. This portal is a testament to your extraordinary calling. You are not a mere mortal stumbling upon the 6th of June. You are a soul divinely appointed to meet heaven in this sacred intersection. Your preparation through silence and suffering has marked you as one ready to transform, not merely to observe. As Lewis reminds us of the eternal significance of every human soul, you are not being invited to observe. You are being summoned to step through, to become someone new, to remember who you have always been beneath the layers of fear and forgetting. On the 6th of June, your path will divide. There will be who you were before the portal and who you become after it. There is no going back from this, only going forward, deeper, higher, truer. This is not a message to entertain your mind. This is a divine activation, a summons to awaken what has long been buried. Heaven is opening something rare, and only the hearts that are truly listening will respond. If you have felt the shifts already, if you sense that something ancient and unexplainable is moving toward you, it is because this moment was written into your bones. You don't need to understand it fully. You only need to be present when the veil parts. You only need to say yes. The holy does not enter without warning. Long before the portal opens, heaven sends signs, not loud, not theatrical, but subtle, persistent, and deeply personal. And the chosen one knows because they have already begun to feel them. Perhaps you've awakened in the middle of the night at the same hour again and again, as if summoned without cause. 3:30, 3:04, 44, 1:11. You've seen these numbers not just on clocks, but on receipts, license plates, screens, signs, patterns that follow you, as if heaven is tapping your shoulder saying, "Pay attention." This is no coincidence. These numbers are spiritual coordinates placed like breadcrumbs, leading you toward the divine moment. They are the whispers of angels. They are the language of God written in repetition, calling to the part of you that remembers what the world made you forget. Your dreams too have shifted. You've found yourself walking through doors that don't exist in this world, swimming through oceans that feel too real, standing beneath skies not seen on this earth. You wake with a sense of return, as though you've been somewhere older than time, somewhere sacred. This is not confusion. This is preparation. Your soul is being instructed in the night, while your body rests messages imprinted into your spirit that cannot yet be spoken, but soon will be understood. Your emotions have deepened beyond explanation. Joy arrives without cause. Grief rolls in without warning. You cry in silence, laugh for no reason, feel waves of love and sorrow folding into each other. This is not instability. This is sacred sensitivity. Your energetic body is adjusting, responding to a frequency that is not from this world, but from the one that's coming. You are being realigned. You are being retuned. And the ache in your chest, the restlessness in your soul is your spirit whispering something is near. You've also felt it in your relationships. The pull to be alone has grown stronger. Conversations that once entertained you now feel empty. People who once made sense now feel foreign. You've begun to distance yourself, not out of bitterness, but out of obedience. Your soul is decluttering. Your spirit is making room. The divine cannot enter a space cluttered with noise, and heaven knows this. That is why you are being called to withdraw, to listen, to prepare. This solitude is not punishment, it is consecration. Even your body has become a messenger. Headaches, ringing ears, pressure in the chest, sudden exhaustion. These are not always symptoms of illness. They are often signals of spiritual sensitivity. Your vessel is adjusting. Your inner temple is responding to the call. Do not dismiss the signs. Do not silence the whispers. They were never meant to scare you. They were meant to awaken you. You are not breaking down. You are being opened. Heaven is not punishing you. It is preparing you. You were never meant to sleep through this hour. And now that the veil is thinning, now that the portal approaches, the signs are increasing, the frequency rising, because you are running out of time to ignore what your spirit has always known. You were born for something holy, and the moment of your divine activation is no longer in the distance. It is at the door. C. S. Lewis, in the Screw Tape Letters, reveals the divine strategy behind such preparation. Our cause is never more in danger than when a human no longer desiring but still intending to do our enemy's will looks round upon a universe from which every trace of him seems to have vanished and asks why he has been forsaken and still obeys. Your signs and solitude, chosen one, are not signs of abandonment but of divine testing. Like Lewis's human, you have persisted in faith, despite the silence preparing your spirit to recognize and enter the portal. Your obedience in the face of unseen divine presence is what makes you ready for the 6th of June. The ways of heaven are not the ways of man. When a portal such as this draws near, it does not announce itself to the powerful, the popular, or the proud. It does not open wide for crowds to march through. It moves in silence, and it searches for resonance. And only those whose spirits vibrate in alignment with the divine will be permitted to cross. The chosen one must understand this. The moment is holy, but it is also selective. Most of the world will not recognize the 6th of June as anything more than a date on a calendar. They will wake up groggy, scroll through distractions, feel an unusual heaviness or restlessness in the air, and dismiss it without question. They will not pause. They will not pray. They will not listen. And so the gate will close quietly before the mist, not because they were unloved, but because they were unprepared. But you, chosen one, have not been left in the dark. You've been prepared in ways even you didn't fully understand. Every silent tear, every moment of isolation, every ache for something more, these were not meaningless sufferings. They were keys to recognition, keys to resonance. The portal will not open for all, but it will open for those who carry the hidden codes within them, and your soul carries them. That's why you felt different your entire life. That's why you never fully fit, because you were never meant to. Portals do not respond to curiosity. They do not react to emotion alone. They open when intention, alignment, and surrender converge. If your heart has been aching for something greater than this world, if your soul has cried for truth even when surrounded by comfort, if you've longed for a home you've never seen with your eyes, then this portal is for you. And though you didn't know the date your spirit has been counting down, you felt it in the rising tension, the stirring anticipation, the unspoken knowing that something was about to shift. And it is, but only for those who show up. Only for those who say yes, not to fantasy, but to faith. Not to comfort, but to calling. The portal is not an escape. It is a commissioning, a divine threshold marking the end of who you were and the birth of who you were always meant to become. Many will miss it. That is not your concern. Your task is not to convince others of what you see. Your task is to walk through the gate when it opens, to step fully into the new frequency, to become the answer to prayers that were whispered before you were born. Heaven is not looking for perfect vessels. It is looking for willing ones. And if your soul has trembled beneath these words, if something in your spirit has leaned forward in quiet recognition, then you already know you are being called not to observe this moment, but to embody it. The gate will open on the 6th of June, and heaven is waiting to see who will walk through. To be chosen is not to be exempt from suffering. It is in truth often the reason for it. You have walked through shadows so deep that others could not see you. You have cried in silence, prayed with trembling lips, and felt the ache of loneliness even when surrounded by people. But none of it was punishment. It was preparation. Every breaking moment was a refining fire. Every delay, every betrayal, every silence was heaven carving space within you, making room not just for survival, but for sacred power. You must know this now. You were not overlooked. You were being preserved. Hidden, guarded, held apart for a time such as this. The world may have called it rejection. Heaven called it consecration. You have carried questions that most would never dare to speak aloud. You felt too much, seen too deeply, longed too intensely for things no one around you could understand. But that was never your weakness. That was your mark. The mark of one set apart. the evidence that you were not created to blend in, but to break through. Before you came into this world, your soul made a vow. It agreed to forget, so it could remember. It agreed to be broken so it could carry light through its cracks. You were never meant to follow the crowd. You were meant to awaken it. And now, as the portal draws near, the sacred contract etched in your spirit is being reactivated. You are being summoned back to your origin, back to your purpose, not as theory, not as wishful hope, but as divine reality. What no one tells you about being chosen is that the pain comes first. The misunderstanding, the isolation, the strange longing for something you cannot name. But all of it has been sacred. All of it has been watched. Heaven has never looked away from you, and now your path comes into view not because you finally earned it, but because the time is now. On the 6th of June, the energy will rise, the veil will part, and those who have suffered in silence will be honored in light. The ones who were ridiculed for their depth, mocked for their questions, dismissed for their softness, they will be the ones heaven crowns. C.S. Lewis, in Letters to Malcolm, chiefly on prayer, reflects on the transformative power of divine timing. The time when there is nothing at all in your soul except a cry for help may be just the time when God can't give it. You are like the drowning man who can't be helped because he clutches and grabs. Perhaps your own reiterated cries deafen you to the voice you hope to hear. Your suffering chosen one has been the crucible where your cries have quieted, allowing you to hear the divine whisper of the 6th of June. This portal is not a response to your grasping, but a reward for your surrender, as Lewis suggests, when you've learned to listen in the silence. You did not survive the darkness to remain small. You endured it to become the flame. You were not broken to be pitied. You were broken to be rebuilt in glory. The world wanted to make you forget, but heaven is here to help you remember. Not what you learned, but what you always were. You are not simply being invited to witness a holy moment. You are being called to become it. And when you walk through the portal, you do not walk alone. Generations of prayers walk with you. The tears of ancestors, the dreams of saints, the whispers of angels, all are watching to see if you will rise, not in arrogance, not in ego, but in sacred obedience to the truth of who you've always been. This is why you were chosen. This is why it had to be hard, because you were not created for ease. You were created for impact. The portal that opens on the 6th of June is not passive. It does not simply descend like a gift placed at your feet. It responds to preparation, to inner readiness, to sacred intention. The divine does not move through chaos, it moves through clarity. And if you are to cross this threshold, chosen one, you must prepare your vessel. Your spirit already knows this. Your body has already begun to respond. Now your will must come into agreement with heaven's timing. Step 1. Enter the silence. Find stillness not just around you but within you. Turn off the noise, the screens, the endless pull of distraction. Sit down. Close your eyes. Breathe. Do not force clarity. Do not chase answers. Allow the stillness to become holy. In that silence, your soul will begin to speak in a voice softer than thought, but louder than fear. You are not trying to hear something external. You are returning to the frequency of God within you. You've carried it all along. Silence is not empty. It is where the divine waits. Step 2. Journal without filter. Take a pen, not a keyboard, not a screen. Return to the physical act of writing. Ask yourself, what is my soul trying to tell me? And let the words come. Don't edit. Don't judge. Write until it hurts. Write until it heals. This is not a diary. This is excavation. You are digging through layers of conditioning, of fear of denial, until you strike truth. Somewhere beneath the expectations of the world lies the raw voice of your spirit, and it has been waiting for this moment to rise. Step 3. Touch the earth. Take off your shoes. Walk where there is no concrete. Let your feet feel the soil, the grass, the sand. The earth is not dead matter. It is living memory. It remembers what your spirit is trying to recall, that you belong to something eternal. Stand still beneath the sky. Let the sun warm your face. Let the wind speak without words. Heaven will speak through nature before it speaks through lightning. You are not disconnected. You are recalibrating. Let the earth ground your frequency and awaken your inheritance. Step 4. Set sacred intentions. Heaven responds to clarity. The portal will not open to confusion, but to conviction. Write out your intentions. What am I releasing? What am I ready to receive? Who am I willing to become? Speak them aloud. Feel them, not as hope, but as reality in motion. Declare what you are aligning with. You are not begging, you are agreeing. The portal is not here to grant wishes. It is here to activate design. You are not asking for more. You are reclaiming what was always yours. Step 5. Cleanse and sanctify your space. Your physical space is an extension of your energetic field. Clean it. Light a candle. Burn incense. Play high-frequency music. Open the windows. Wash your sheets. Make your room a temple. Every item should carry purpose. Every corner should echo readiness. This is not aesthetic. This is alignment. When heaven looks upon your life, let it find a place ready to receive. Not perfect, but intentional. Not flawless, but pure in spirit. The portal does not need effort. It needs readiness. It does not wait for perfection. It responds to presence. These 5 acts are not rituals of superstition. They are declarations of obedience. They are how you say to heaven, I am awake. I am listening. I am ready. And when that day arrives, when the sky shifts, when the atmosphere thickens, when the veil becomes thin, you will not be startled. You will be standing already aligned, already lit, already moving forward. You will not be seeking permission. You will be walking in purpose. Because you prepared, heaven will respond. When the sacred portal opens on the 6th of June, a line will be drawn not by human hands, but by divine authority. It will not be visible to the eye, but it will be undeniable to the soul. On one side stands the life you've known, the patterns you've outgrown, the names that never truly fit, the limitations that once defined you, and on the other side, your true self, the version of you that heaven has always seen hidden beneath the wounds, the silence, and the waiting. This is the moment of holy separation. The world may not notice when the shift occurs. Life will go on, as if nothing happened. The sky will not split. The ground will not tremble. But your spirit will know. A stillness will descend. Time may feel distorted. Your body may feel both heavier and lighter at once. And in that breath, the veil will thin and you will be given a choice, not in words, but in vibration. Remain asleep in the familiar or awaken fully into the unknown. Most will not feel it. Many will dismiss the unease as tiredness. They will silence the inner pull with distractions. They will scroll past the call without ever knowing they were being summoned. But the chosen one will pause. The chosen one will feel the internal shift like a current turning in the blood. You will know, because your soul has been preparing for this moment your entire life. And once you step through, there is no return. You will not be able to go back to what you once tolerated. The masks you once wore will crumble. The relationships you maintained from obligation will feel foreign. The version of you that survived will begin to fade, because survival is no longer the assignment, transformation is. You are being called to live not reactively, but intentionally. Not from wounds, but from wisdom. After the portal, you will speak differently, walk differently, see differently. You will begin to attract what was once out of reach. Not because the world has changed, but because you have. Opportunities will arise. Connections will be drawn to you. Answers will come not as sudden miracles, but as unfolding confirmations of alignment. The doors you thought were locked will open not because you forced them, but because you finally stood in the right frequency. You will lose some things. People may fall away. Old identities will dissolve. There will be grief in the letting go. But there will also be peace, a peace that does not come from understanding but from obedience. And in that peace you will find clarity. In that clarity you will find power. And from that power you will begin to move not just as a person, but as a vessel, as a light, as one chosen to carry divine frequency into a sleeping world. The portal of the 6th of June is not simply a moment in time. It is a mirror. It will reflect who you've become and who you are willing to be. If you are ready, it will usher you into the beginning of everything your pain was preparing you for. If you are not, it will pass quietly, and the calling will wait again until you are willing. But you did not come this far just to hesitate. You did not carry this much just to let it go unrealized. You did not endure what you endured, just to live unchanged. You are ready. Heaven knows it. And soon the earth will too. To the world, being chosen often looks like favor. To heaven it looks like responsibility. And the chosen one must understand this deeply. Being called is not about being elevated above others, but about being entrusted with a frequency few are willing to carry. You were never chosen for comfort. You were chosen for clarity. You were not set apart to be praised. You were set apart to walk paths most people avoid. The weight you've carried was not a punishment. It was the shaping of your soul for sacred assignment. This is why you have felt misunderstood. This is why you've walked through seasons where you were invisible to others but exposed before God. You have known what it is to be overlooked by man while held close by heaven. The world measured your worth by what it could see, but God was measuring your capacity for fire, your ability to withstand spiritual pressure without collapsing into bitterness. You've sacrificed much relationships, opportunities, even your reputation at times, because something inside you refused to betray truth, even when it cost you. That refusal, that hidden obedience, is what marked you. That unseen choice is what set you apart. The throne you are being prepared to sit upon is not a throne of gold, but of divine purpose. And every tear you've cried in silence has watered the roots of the mission now rising from within you. There is loneliness in this calling. There are few who will understand the weight of walking with God when He says, "Go left while the crowd turns right." But that loneliness, that ache, has carved room for heaven's voice. You are not empty, you are spacious. And what the world called isolation, God called sanctification. Now the crown is ready, but it is not made of jewels. It is made of clarity, conviction, and courage. And it does not rest on your head in pride. It rests there in surrender. The crown is not a decoration. It is a declaration, a symbol not that you are greater than others, but that you have yielded when others resisted, stood still when others ran, and believed when others mocked. You may be mocked still. You may be rejected again. You may be tested more deeply than before. But after the portal opens, you will no longer flinch, because something in you will have changed. Not your personality, not your ambition, your foundation. You will begin to speak, not to be heard, but to release. You will move not to impress, but to obey. You will serve not to be loved, but because you were born to carry light into rooms still asleep in shadow. This is your portion. This is your inheritance. You were not chosen to live quietly in fear. You were chosen to awaken what has been forgotten in the hearts of men. That is not ego. That is mandate. And the time for questioning is over. The time for accepting has come. You were born for this, and now it is time to walk like it. The time has come, chosen one. Not to contemplate, not to hesitate, but to step forward with the full authority of heaven behind you. You are no longer in preparation. You are in activation. The portal on the 6th of June is not a symbolic moment. It is a divine intersection where all that was hidden begins to rise, where all that was delayed begins to move, where all that was fractured begins to align. But only if you walk through the fire. You will be tempted in the hours before this shift to shrink, to question what you've heard, to dismiss what you've felt, to doubt the intensity of your calling. Do not mistake this pressure for resistance. It is proof that breakthrough is near. The closer light gets to darkness, the louder the shadows scream. And if the enemy cannot stop your anointing, he will try to make you disown it. Do not let him. You do not need anyone's permission to rise. The heavens have already decreed it. You are not waiting on a sign. The signs have been sent. the numbers repeated, the dreams spoken, the tension confirmed. Now the responsibility is yours. Not to understand everything, but to obey what you already know deep in your soul. When the 6th of June arrives, wake with stillness. Greet the day in reverence. Stand beneath the open sky. Pray not for ease, but for alignment. Do not ask for answers. Ask for courage. Let your very breath become a declaration. I am ready. I am present. I am His. And then move with holy boldness, even if your voice trembles. Make the phone call. End the agreement. Begin the work. Speak the truth. Say yes to what your spirit has long carried, but your mouth was too afraid to declare. Heaven will not meet the person you pretend to be. It will meet the one who finally stands as they were created, bare, surrendered, burning with purpose. This is not about being perfect. It is about being willing, not about knowing the whole path, but trusting the next step. You are not being asked to leap blindly. You are being asked to walk divinely guided, not by sight, but by light. And that light, chosen one, is already within you. Do not delay. Do not defer. The gate opens only for a moment. It will not wait for your convenience. It will not bend for your comfort. It responds only to truth. And if you move in truth, however trembling, however uncertain, heaven will respond with favor, with direction, with power that you did not earn, but were born to carry. This is the hour. This is the edge. You stand at the threshold not of change, but of becoming. And all of heaven leans in to see what you will choose. Will you go back to who you were, or will you rise into who you were always meant to be? And so it has all led to this, not merely this moment in time, but this moment in eternity where the divine and the human converge. The signs have whispered, the suffering has shaped, the fire has purified, and now, chosen one, the heavens hold their breath, not in uncertainty but in reverent expectation. You were never waiting on God. Heaven has been waiting on you. You were never random. Your arrival on this earth was timed with surgical precision. You were planted like a seed in the soil of history, hidden beneath layers of delay and obscurity, so that when the time of divine release came, you would break through the surface, not as a seeker, but as a vessel, an embodiment of destiny. The 6th of June is not just a day, it is a door. And when it opens, it will not just change the atmosphere, it will reveal who was ready. You will no longer carry this weight in secret, no longer shrink in rooms that cannot contain your fire, no longer question if your pain had a purpose. It did. It always did. You were being carved into a vessel that could contain the frequency of heaven. Not everyone will understand what is now awakening in you. They are not meant to. This portal is not for those who only want to witness. It is for those who are willing to embody. The world does not need more spectators of light. It needs carriers of it. You are not here to echo truth. You are here to release it, to live it, to stand firm in it when all else trembles. And you, chosen one, have been trained for this, through grief, through rejection, through the wilderness of silence that taught you how to listen beyond noise. You are not called to impress. You are called to ignite. You are not called to convince. You are called to become. This becoming is not glamorous. It is holy. It is marked by tears, cried in hidden places by sacrifices. No one applauded by the courage to obey when it made no sense at all. But now the unseen will be seen. The buried will rise. The fractured will become whole. You will not be recognized by those who knew your former self, and that is exactly how it is meant to be. The portal does not confirm who you were. It reveals who you truly are, not the version others accepted, the version God ordained. The crown was not given because you were the loudest. It rests upon you because you were the most faithful in the unseen place. This is not about proving anything. This is about embodying everything you were born to carry. So, on the morning of the 6th of June, rise not with fear but with flame. Move not with doubt, but with deep divine remembering. Do not wait for validation. It already came from above. Walk into that day knowing that the threshold has arrived. And when you feel the shift, whether in a still breeze, a flicker in the atmosphere, a silence too loud to ignore, respond. Respond with your full being. Say yes, even if your voice shakes. Bow in reverence. Stand in fire. This is not a season of waiting. It is a season of walking through. And now, let the heavens bear witness to your surrender as you offer this prayer, not as one hoping to be chosen, but as one who finally understands that they always were. Father of light, keeper of the eternal scroll, you who formed galaxies with your breath and called my soul into being before I ever knew time, on this sacred threshold I bow. I do not come with demands. I come with surrender, not with pride, but with reverence. Not to ask for more, but to remember who I've always been beneath the fear, beneath the forgetting, beneath the weight of this world. I stand before you now, not as someone broken, but as someone made ready. I release every identity that was not born from you. I lay down every false version of myself I carried to survive. I silence every voice that told me I was not enough, and I tune my spirit to the frequency of your voice alone. If this is the hour, then let it come. If this is the fire, then let it burn. I will not run. I will not resist. Let this portal be a mirror, and let it reflect only truth. And if there is still fear in me, breathe your courage into it. If there is still hesitation, drench it in holy confidence. I say yes to what I do not fully see, because I trust the one who sees all things. I say yes to the call that has haunted my sleep, to the path that has shaken my bones, to the mission I could never explain. I was not created to be hidden. I was not formed to be small. I was chosen to carry glory. I was sent to carry weight. I was born to release the sound of heaven on earth. So let it be done in me as it is written in heaven, not for my name to be known, but for your light to be revealed. I step forward. I cross the threshold, and I will not look back. I wear the crown you gave, not with pride, but with purpose. Not with noise, but with authority. Not to rule over, but to bring down chains. Let my breath speak your truth. Let my walk shake the shadows. Let my presence awaken the sleeping. And may everything in me rise to match what you have already declared over me. I am chosen. I am ready. I am yours.